So after we've heard all that, it's clear that we have to do something. It's clear that we have to act. It's clear that we have to do everything within our power to stop this horrific reality from being inflicted on the children, on the families, on the people of Palestine, day after day after day. It's clear that we need to resist as effectively and as totally as we possibly can, to do everything that we possibly can to make sure this stops now. So that means we need to escalate, right? That means we need to disrupt. Because we are up against a political system that from bottom to top is utterly broken. From bottom to top is completely rigged towards mass murder, towards devastation, towards genocide. This political system does this just to make a few richer, just so that some politicians can cling to their power. This is what we're up against. So we have to disrupt this. Because when we disrupt, we push to the forefront of people's minds exactly what is happening in Gaza. When we disrupt, we remind the whole country exactly what our government is doing. When we disrupt, we remind the whole country that our government is arming and driving genocide as we speak. They'll do everything they can to ignore us, right? Everything they can. This is what they want to do. This is their default state. So we have to disrupt to make sure that they cannot do this. When we disrupt, we show the state that we cannot be silenced, right? When we disrupt, we show the state that we will not be silenced, that they will not have a fucking choice but to listen to us. Woo! So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to be leaving this place and we're going to be getting in the road, we're going to be sitting down, and many will be taking their resistance to the point of arrest. To reiterate, this isn't essential, this isn't a necessary part, but I know many people will be taking their resistance to this point. When we do this, we act non-violently. This means that when Zionists or agitators come up, when they shout at us, when they push us, we do not engage. We act non-violently because we're on the side of peace. We act non-violently because we have to do everything we can to keep the focus on Palestine, to keep the focus on Gaza, to keep the focus on Rafah. We know that the media love to vilify this movement, love to make it out to seem violent, love to make it seem like it's something that shouldn't be supported. So when we engage with that violence, when we escalate the violence that we get from Zionists and from agitators, we give them that excuse, right? We give them that opportunity to distract from what we're actually here for. We give them the opportunity to distract from what our government is doing as we speak. So this is why we act non-violently, so that focus can stay on the government and we can force as much pressure as possible for an arms embargo now. And now more than ever, this focus is essential. With the election coming up in less than 2 weeks, this focus is absolutely critical, right? Because this election means that Keir Starmer is most likely going to be coming into power. This election means that Keir Starmer is likely going to be Prime Minister. And what does Prime Minister mean? Prime Minister means they're the voice of the people, right? They represent us. They represent our country. Keir Starmer, the same man who refused to push for an arms embargo on Israel, despite his own party urging him to. This is the man that's supposed to represent us, the same man who won't push for an arms embargo, despite 13% of people in the UK not wanting the continuation of arms from UK to Israel. 13% of people actively want this continuation of arms. 13%. That's who Keir Starmer represents. And we cannot pretend that that is acceptable. That leadership is acceptable. When there are people being burnt alive in tents. When in February in Gaza there were 17,000 children who qualified with the acronym WCNSF. Wounded child, no surviving family. 17,000 children. Shame. And that was 4 months ago in February. Who knows what that number is now with the assault on Rafah? Who knows what that's looking like now? So we cannot accept this leadership. We have to show every bit of resistance we can against this. This means we have to be loud. This means we have to be defiant. This means we have to declare that we will not accept this. That as the election approaches, we will push Palestine to the top of the political agenda and keep it there. We will not let Keir Starmer sweep us under the rug, sweep this cause under the rug. We will not let him shut us up. So this is why I'm not going to move today. This is why I will not move today. When the police come round and they try to intimidate and they try to repress, they try to tell me what protest I should be doing, how I should be doing it, I will not move. I will take my resistance to the point of arrest. And to reiterate, this isn't a requirement. Everyone is in different circumstances. There are many different reasons why people can't take this step. I'm also a white male. My experience of arrest and of the institutionally racist system that we have is going to be very different to most people's, right? But I know that many other people feel this way. Many other people want to take their resistance to this point. Many other people want to defy to this extent. I'm honored to be a part of that today. But either way, whatever we do, we take the streets for Palestine today. We are loud, we scream for Palestine, and we tell Keir Starmer that we will resist his genocidal project every step of the way. Because we're not ending here. Youth Demand is not leaving it here, right? We're coming back after the election so that the second Keir Starmer even gets a toe through 10 Downing Street, we are letting him know that we are onto him, that we see him, that we will not let him get away with these crimes. This is why Youth Demand is coming back 13th to the 20th of July. We will not let this rest. We will not be silenced. We will not accept this leadership. So before we finish off the briefing by getting into small groups, I just wanted to finish off by saying how I've seen these stories from Gaza. I've seen these people who have seen the resistance, who've seen the struggle, they've seen the encampments, right? And they've pulled these out and they've said how grateful they are for this struggle, how hopeful this makes them seem. And when I hear this hope that they have, I know that right now, right here, my responsibility is to do everything within my power to justify this hope. It's to do everything within my power to make sure this hope becomes a reality and we enforce an arms embargo on our government now. And when we act together, when we combine our strength, that's when we have the most hope, right? That's when we justify the hope the most. Because this is how we have the strength to go on, this collective action, this collective courage. That's how we take our resistance to the next point. That's how we push as hard as we possibly can to make sure that this stops happening, to make sure that this does not keep happening, to make sure that Keir Starmer knows that we do not accept this fucking genocide that the government and the Labour Party are currently justifying and driving. This is why I will not be moving today, and this is why I'm so honoured and proud to be amongst all these people. Thank you so much for being here. Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Whose streets are streets? Whose streets are